What's going on, Tricology family, and welcome back to another episode of the Tricology News Star, coming to you, recording from the Tricology studios as always. And football season has officially begun, y'all, as the NFL season has just begun, and also college football had just begun, and you guys already know spooky season has already just begun. So get your Halloween game up, because it's that season of watching scary movies. Get your costumes and everything else, eating all the candy. But we don't eat candy corn. That's all I'm saying. That's just me. I don't know if y'all do it, but I ain't gonna judge y'all. That's all I'm gonna say. But other than that, we got a lot of mainstream news to talk about, and then we have two movie reviews to talk about today as well. But speaking of college football and NFL football being back, we got one sports news to talk about, and that is a new email may have revealed the day that WWE and UFC a merger finally finalizes. So we got a tweet from Dave Meltzer saying, those in WWE got an email saying that the merger with UFC will be going through officially this coming Tuesday. Now, we haven't gotten like a public announcement or stuff like that, because I know like the board team like to keep everything under the wraps, and then they will give us like the heads up when the deal is finalized. But just keep your eyes open on Tuesday if anything happens. So but if anything happens here on my end, I will let you guys know as well. But yeah, so the WWE and UFC merger with Endeavor might happen on Tuesday, so keep your eyes open. And with that in mind, let's get into our other mainstream topics for today, and that is Daredevil, Ironheart, and other MCU shows have been officially delayed indefinitely. So let's read this one new report from the Hollywood Reporter saying that the upcoming MCU series, like Daredevil Born Again, was just delayed indefinitely. The shows, what had been announced for spring 2024 premiere window, now has been taken off of the Marvel Studios' upcoming release calendar, including Ironheart and Wonder Man. If production picks up at the start of next year, depends on how long this strike goes. Fans can expect Born Again to be delayed to approximately till spring of 2025. However, that all depends on when the studios have finally agreed to new contracts with both the WGA and the SAG-AFTRA to end the strikes. So as far as the MCU shows, we're still getting Loki, and we're getting What If season 2 this year. And I know the Agatha season has been postponed to next year as well. So it's gonna be very complicated to see how that thing goes. But at least they kind of spread it out, the TV shows, because I know some people are complaining like, oh, we're getting too much MCU shows at one time. Like, kind of spread it out. So with that in mind, I think this is a good way for them to kind of take a break. Not necessarily take a break, but just kind of spread out their shows to give it more, more meaningful to the MCU shows. So I guess we can thank the strikes for that, but we'll see how that goes from there. So I got the full list here on which shows are being delayed to 2024 and which shows are delayed indefinitely. So we already said that that Daredevil Born Again, Ironheart, and Wonder Man have been delayed indefinitely. So these are the MCU shows that are coming in 2024. So I mentioned Agatha, and they changed the name again to this time Agatha Darkhold Diaries. We're getting the revival of the X-Men 97 and Echo. So those are your three MCU shows that are coming in 2024. Moving on. Taylor Swift movie has made three other movies bending the release date. So I already mentioned that The Exorcist Believer has been moved 1 week up to October 6th. Now, there's two other movies. Well, I'm not really kind of interested in those, but I'll just mention their names. But Ordinary Angels and well, What Happened to Tabitha. But but yeah. So those are the three movies that have abandoned the October 13th release date because they know they don't want to get into no competition with Taylor Swift's concert movies. So I think that's good. That's good on them. And yeah, moving on from that, Disney has canceled three major shows from Disney Plus. So is the Doggy Camilla show? Sorry if I pronounced the name wrong, but that's that show. The Spiderwick Chronicles and the Nautilus. That's how I pronounce it, but none of these shows never even heard of them. So nah, it's just it. So it is what it is. Goodbye. But moving on from that, John Wick 5. Keanu Reeves absolutely wants to do it. And I'm not mad at that either. Even though how they gonna bring it back from the last movie, that's the question. But let's read this article here saying Statowski, sorry if I pronounced the name, but discuss Reed's enthusiasm for the sequel on Happy Sad Confessions podcast. Yeah, Keanu and I have talked. He said, Keanu, if you ask him right now, would you do John Wick 5? He'll be like, fuck yeah. But then he looked and go, well, what is? I have no fucking idea. But believe me, it's not like we're going to figure it out today. We have a lot of set pieces and a lot of ideas. We have a lot of things that we didn't go or didn't do before. I have no doubt that we have come up with a lot of great pieces. It's just what's the main treat? What about the myths? It's like a fable. What is the message in the fable? What is the moral of the story? And I like what he said there. So it gotta make sense for him to come back to do a fifth one. So I understand where he's coming from. They want to take their time on how we can make a fifth one, seeing what happened in the fourth one. So hopefully we get some new details on that. I do know that Keanu Reeves will return as John Wick for the Battle Arena that's a spin-off movie. So yeah. So hopefully we'll get some more details on that. Google Play Movies and TV app is going away on October 5th. So, and this reading an article here saying that Google Play Movies and TV app will no longer be available on your Android TV device on October 5th. You can continue to buy and rent movies through the shop tab on your Android TV. You can find existing purchases, including active rentals and shop tab on Android TV, Google TV, Android, and iOS mobile apps and YouTube. So that's one note to look at there. And moving on from that, Warner Brothers has lost 500 million from the actor and writer strike. Damn. So let's read what Deadline had to say. The financial impact on ongoing actors and writers strike has a number on it now, or once at least, as Warner Brothers Discovery said today. It is looking at a hit of 300 million to 500 million in a just of earnings before interest, tax, and depression and moderate for 2023 due to the working stockage. In a filing this morning with the Securities and Exchange Commission, Warner Brothers Discovery said it is expecting lower adjustments in a full year in the range of 10.5 to 11 billion, reflecting the company's assessment for the adjustment will be negatively impacted by the approximately 300 to 500 million, approximately due to the impact of the strikes. I mean, it's not just the strikes; it's on the movies, especially DC, have been floppy in the box office. So the only two movies, the only two Warner Brothers movies that came out this year was a success was the Barbie movie and the Meg 2. Those are the only two movies that I could think of from Warner Brothers that came out this year was a success. So it is what it is. But moving on. Currently, right now, we have three box office movies, top box office movies that are not sequels for the first time in 20 years. So, currently, right now, sitting at the top three worldwide box office movies are Barbie, the Super Mario Brothers movie, and Oppenheimer. Could y'all believe that, folks? So let's look back at 2003's top three box or worldwide box office movies. So let me look it up here. Let me look at where we was at. So it was. There we go. No, wait, let me go back to 2002. Let me try 2002. Oh, sec. I got it right. Yeah, and they said the Lord of the Rings, Finding Nemo, and the Matrix Reloaded. So that's from that was from to 2003. Oh, unless I was supposed to look at the domestic box office. Hold on 1 second. Unless I was supposed to look at that. Okay, the domestic was Finding Nemo, Pirates of the Caribbean, the first one, and the Matrix Reloaded. So those are the top three back in 2003. So I guess that was just only one sequel, and that's the Matrix Reloaded, and all the other ones was kind of the regulars. But I mean, that's good on them. So it is what it is. But moving on from that, Jeremy Reynolds, mayor of Kingstown, has officially announced a third season. So let's read this article here. The Mayor of Kingstown, Season 3 has been officially announced, confirming the return of Jeremy Reynolds' lead crime drama created by Taylor Shelton. According to The Hollywood Reporter, the show has quickly picked up months ago, but Paramount Plus had delayed the announcement while Reynolds was still recovering from his injury that he suffered during the New Year's Day snowplow accident. So yeah. it's good to hear that Jamie Ramos has officially recovered. So once the strike has over, now they'll begin to do production on Mayor's Kingstown season 3, which is a great show. If you guys haven't checked it out yet, so the first 2 seasons is available on Paramount Plus. Moving on from that, Michael Fassbender, The Killer, which is going to be released on Netflix in November, got his first reviews, and they are great. So let's read these couple of reviews here. First one we got from Donald Clark from the Irish Times, saying, "The Killer allows Finner to exercise his own perfection. Is this in a raw entertainment that makes a viral of his emotional disdain. May it proves to be Fletcher's first self-help film." That's a good one there. And this one here coming from Kevin Mayhem for the UK Times, saying, "There's a hint of self-righteous intel about him. Sees the Smith fetish, which is make the movie interesting." Alrighty, and then we got 2 more here. This is from Ryan Lazimado from the IndieWire, saying, "It is as unfeeling as any Fletcher thriller, at once predictable in its sympathy, but also strangely daring because of it." And then lastly, from Luis Martinez from the El Mundo from Spain, saying, "David Fletcher rebuilds the revenge genre with a Fletcher and precision of a time bomb, 1 second away from going boom." So we got some good reviews there. But let's see if they can keep up the momentum when The Killer is released on Netflix in November. Moving on, Warner Brothers has suspended deals from major creators like J.J. Abrams, Greg Busher, and several others due to the strike. Let's see what Variety has to say. Production has been almost completely shut down ever since the SAG has joined the WGA members on the pickup line in July. Once talent is no longer able to render services, the policy is generally to suspend deals. Such as a deal suspension is different from overall terminations, which so far has not been wisely seen in the industry. Even though the writer's strike has already passed the 90-day mark, when historically deal makers have the option to kill agreements in the face of in an act of God. The comment shows business interpretation for how the phrase force major applies to these types of labor being shut down. So, with those type of creators being suspended from Warner Brothers, I mean, they could try to go to other studios, but what do they say? The same thing like Warner Brothers are. So, I mean, without the writers and without the actors, what can you do? Unless you try to get a SAG waiver and try to work with A24 and Lionsgate, then you should be fine there. So, but I said it from the beginning. Pay your writers and pay your actors, so you won't be involved in this situation anymore. But moving on from that, Kevin Costner may take legal actions over his Yellowstone exit. So, let's read this article here. Kevin Costner is denying that he wants out of Yellowstone. The actor revealed during his divorce proceedings that he didn't negotiate to return for 3 more seasons on the hit Paramount series created by Terry Shelton via The Independent. However, Due to illegal scheduling conflicts, Custer eventually entered the show, leading to its fifth season being the final installment. Custer called the situation complacent, excuse me, with tension steaming from the creative team, constantly slowly assured him. There were issues about creative. I tried to break the logic jam. Custer said they walked away and danced with wolves after added that he will be probably going to court over failed negotiations. The actor noted that he was offered $24 million for season 6 and 7 if they was greenlit. So no more Yellowstone, y'all. That the fifth season, that was the final. So it is what it is. And continue on with the story. Previous Deadline report claimed that Castor only wanted to spend one more week filming his seasons for the second half of season 5, with Castor instead looking to make time to direct his long-awaited passion project film, Horizon, American West. So that's that from that. And moving on from that, Bike Riders director said Aquaman pitch was never fableized. Let's read this article here saying Jeff Nicholson didn't waste time treading water when it comes to his Aquaman pitch to Warner Brothers. Back in 2014, Nicholas was approached to helm the DCU installment after his success in indie films like Take Shelter and Mud. However, according to Nicholas, his concept of Aquaman was not ever fableized due to its dark storylines. I still have scenes for Aquaman in my head would have been good, Nicholas said on the Happy Sad Confession podcast below. They would have been quite different from the film that was made. It was never fableized. The Bike Rider writer-director continued. I like the older Aquaman, like when he had a harper of a hand. He was a fallen king, and his son had died. He was in mold. Obviously, from this brief pitch, you could see that it would have sold hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of tickets. I wonder if he's gonna pitch that to James Gunn, but you might never know. But Aquaman starring Jason Momoa has eventually directed by James Wan and was released in 2018. A sequel entitled The Lost Kingdom is set to be released later this year, but we still haven't got a damn trailer yet. What is going on? But Nicholas isn't looking to dive into the pool of comic books IP anytime soon. So, if he wants to, I mean, he could try pitching his Aquaman again to James Gunn, or maybe he could go to Marvel. But who knows? But that's all the mainstream news I got for you guys today. So let's get into our movie review, shall we? And the first movie review we're going to be talking about is The Nun 2. And that is the sequel to the first Nun. And let me tell y'all something. This sequel here was absolutely better than the first one. I don't know what it is. When it comes to the spinoffs from the original Conjuring main series, but if y'all remember the first Annabelle, we had our mixed feelings about that. But when they came out with the sequel, Annabelle Creation, it was way better than the first one. And then same thing goes for the third one. I mean, the third one, Annabelle Comes Home, it wasn't as great as the second one, Annabelle Creation, but it was definitely good. And now looking at the Nun 2, it's following the same footsteps as the Annabelle series. Like the sequel is turned out to be way more better than the first one. So I don't know. I guess it's kind of a curse there for to me. But yeah. So in the Nun 2, setting in 1956 in France, a priest was murdered and the evil is spreading. The sequel to the worldwide smash hit follows Sister Irene as she's once again come face to face with Valika, the demon nun. So yeah, we got some returning characters and some new characters coming in. So yeah, like I said, for this sequel, it was definitely better than the first one. The jump scares, the story behind it had a lot of improvements from from the first one, and and I'll say this, it had its like ups and downs, but it wasn't as bad as the first one, but it's not perfect either. So it was really good. So it was definitely more scary, and I wouldn't put it in the top tier list when it comes to the Conjuring franchise. I would put it like maybe like a B minus or a C plus grade if I had to grade this film. The only negative I would say is that in the third act it was doing really good. It was on the roller coaster of a lifetime. But when it got to to the ending, it kind of like fell off the tracks. Kind of like in Final Destination when the roller coaster track was coming off. So yeah, that's the only criticism I can only say about that. Like in the third act, it was rolling high, but then like it just kind of fell off the tracks when it went to the ending. So that's the only thing I can say much about. But I definitely y'all recommend checking this out because like I said, it definitely had a lot of improvements from for the first one, and the actress that played Sister Irene, she was really good in this one. And also, I will say this: make sure y'all stay for the mid credit scene. So it definitely has some scenes that relates to the Conjuring. So the particular characters that was from the Conjuring franchise. That's all I can say too much about. That's all I can say about it. I'm not gonna say too much anything more about it. So that's all. That's all y'all gonna get. All right. So, but yeah, the Nun 2, I would definitely give it do I want to stick with two? I was gonna say B minus, but let's go with a C plus. Yeah, I'll give it a C plus grade. Yeah, I'll give it that. But yeah, and with that out of the way, and our last movie review we're gonna talk about is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Mutant Mayhem. I know I was kind of late on this one, but I finally got a chance to saw it, and so yeah, in this film, the Turtles go on a hunt for a mysterious crime syndicate, but trouble arises when an army of mutants is released upon them, which is led by by Superfly, and let me just say this: when watching this movie, a lot of people want to compare this to the Spider-Verse movie just based on the animation, but I think this movie kind of like moves on from it, like it kind of like evolved from the Spider-Verse movie, if you kind of look at the how the animation was styled in the movie. But yeah, and I definitely love the soundtrack that they put in this movie, and the voice cast was absolutely great, and this definitely was a very good Turtles movie, and so yeah, and I would definitely y'all recommend y'all to check out this movie. The cinematography was great, and so yeah, and I think a sequel is coming, and also a series is coming as well. But yeah, as far as this movie goes, I'm definitely give this movie an A+. It was really good, so I recommend y'all to go check that out. But that's all I have for you guys today. If you listen to me, if you watch me on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell when new episodes are uploaded. And if you're listening to me on Spotify, Google Podcasts, or Apple Podcasts, don't forget to follow me there as well. But other than that, folks, this is Trico, and I'm signing off, y'all. Peace.